Naruto's destructive and powerful ninjutsu. The jutsu used by Naruto Uzumaki, the main character of Naruto, is so famous that it is almost synonymous with Naruto. Even if you have never read Naruto, you may have a vague idea about Naruto's jutsu. What kind of jutsu does Naruto use? So this time, we will introduce some of Naruto's destructive and powerful ninjutsu. Please subscribe to our channel. Rasengan. First of all, I would like to introduce Rasengan. This is the ninjutsu that Naruto is known for. Many of you may have imitated this ninjutsu as a child. Rasengan is a ninjutsu that compresses chakra into a spherical shape by rotating it with the palm of the hand. It is a ninjutsu that attacks by directly striking the opponent with it. The power of Rasengan is so high that it is capable of making a large hole in a rock. It is no exaggeration to say that this is the most powerful ninjutsu used by Naruto. Until the middle of part 2. There are many scenes in which the Rasengan is used to deliver the final blow to the opponent. There are also quite a few variations of derived ninjutsu, such as Big Ball Rasengan and Rasengan Serial Spheres. Rasengan does not seem to be that difficult at a glance, but I wonder how difficult it is to master. Two changes exist in the chakras. They are shape transformation, which changes the shape of the chakra, and nature transformation, which changes the attributes of the chakra. Among these, the Rasengan is the one that has only shape transformation thrust into it, because it is a ninjutsu that takes shape transformation to the extreme. It is considered to be a grade A ninjutsu in terms of difficulty of acquisition. In fact, in order to master Rasengan, Naruto trains to break water balloons by rotating his chakra. The practice of breaking a rubber ball, which is tougher than a water balloon, by compressing and increasing the power of the turbulently rotating chakra. The practice of holding the chakra in the palm of his hand, by utilizing the results of his previous training. After completing these 3 stages of training, he finally mastered Rasengan. However, the original spiral eye is activated with one hand. However, Naruto and Konohamaru use shadow clone technique to create it with more than one person. Therefore, the difficulty of mastery is considered to be lower for Naruto and his team's method. However, shadow clone technique is also a very difficult ninjutsu. Even if the difficulty level is lowered, it is still difficult for an ordinary shinobi to master it. But Rasengan is not its final form. The Rasengan was developed by Minato Namikaze, Naruto's father, the 4th Kazekage. His ultimate goal was to add nature transformation to Rasengan. However, adding nature transformation to Rasengan is, according to Naruto, as difficult a task as looking to the left while looking to the right. Because Minato died young to put down the Nine Tails incident, he was unable to make the property change to Rasengan while he was still alive. Minato died young to put down the Nine Tails incident. That is why Minato could not make any property changes to the spiral Rasengan while he was alive. However, Naruto succeeded in adding nature transformation to Rasengan by using a large number of shadow clone techniques. It is impressive that a son can perfect a ninjutsu that his father could not. Wind Release Rasen Shuriken. Next, I would like to introduce Wind Release Rasen Shuriken. It is similar to the Rasengan introduced earlier. Wind Release Rasen Shuriken is Naruto's original ninjutsu, which is based on Rasengan, with the added nature transformation of wind. Adding nature transformation to the Rasengan alone is already a formidable task, and pushing it further seems to be incredibly challenging. However, Naruto overcame this difficulty by using shadow clone techniques to divide the role of creating the Rasengan and the role of adding nature transformation to it. In Wind Release Rasengan, with the Spiral Maru at its core, the Wind Release chakra takes the form of a giant shuriken. The opponent directly hit by this jutsu is cut into pieces by the nano-sized ultra-micro Wind Release chakra blades. By doing so, the cellular chakra pathway system, which is the lifeline for ninja, is torn to shreds. The speed and frequency of their attacks are such that even Sharingan cannot see through them, and they have been likened to poison. It is a very tough attack, which is rare among the ninjutsu used by Naruto. When this jutsu was first developed, throwing was impossible. And in order to attack an opponent, the user had to hit the opponent directly. Therefore, the user had to hit the opponent directly, and the chakra pathway system of the cells in the arm of the user, Naruto, was also damaged, albeit mildly. It has been designated a kinjutsu by Tsunade, the Hokage, because its continued use could end Naruto's career as a ninja. However, after Naruto mastered Sage Mode, it was elevated to a technique that can be thrown using Senjutsu chakra. It is one of the strongest ninjutsu that Naruto can use alone, without using the power of tailed beasts or other ninjutsu. Sage Art, Super Tailed Beast Raisin Shuriken. Next, I would like to introduce Sage Art, Super Tailed Beast Raisin Shuriken. This is a derivative of the Rasengan ninjutsu used by Naruto in his Rikudo Sage Mode. With the chakra of all tailed beasts in his body, Naruto has become like a meeting place for tailed beasts, and is able to use the powers of tailed beasts other than the nine tails. Sage Art, Super Tailed Beast Raisin Shuriken is a ninjutsu in which Naruto transforms into 9 shadow clone techniques and attacks his opponents with a spiral shuriken that has each tailed beast's nature transformation. Each Raisin Shuriken reflects its own nature transformation, and one tail is the chakra of magnet release. Two-tailed has a blue-white flame, though the nature transformation is unknown. Three tails is probably the chakra of water release. Four tails is a lava release chakra. Five tails is a chakra of boil release. Six tails also has a large bubble, though the nature transformation is unknown. Seven tails also has a whirlpool of wind, though its nature transformation is unknown. Eight tails also has a mass of sumi ink, though its nature transformation is unknown. The nine tails has a normal Rasengan as its core within the palm. One spiral shuriken alone is powerful, but when 9 of them strike at the same time, opponent is at a loss. When it was actually used in the production, the opponent was the last boss, Kaguya Otsutsuki, so it did not inflict that much damage. However, it succeeded in causing the tailed beast inside Kaguya to go berserk, reacting to Naruto's tailed beast chakra contained in the spiral shuriken. Rikudo Ultra Big Ball Raisin Shuriken. Next is the Rikudo Ultra Big Ball Raisin Shuriken. The name Rikudo Ultra Big Ball Raisin Shuriken does not appear in the story, but it is the technique used by Naruto in his final battle with Sasuke. The name Rikudo Ultra Big Ball Raisin Shuriken is used in the game Naruto Mate Storm 4, as it is the name of the technique used in the game. I wonder what kind of ninjutsu the Rikudo Ultra Big Ball Raisin Shuriken is. I remember that Kurama once took on the form of a 3-faced, 6-armed Asayura by capturing large amounts of natural energy using each of these 3 arms. The ninja creates an ultra big wind release, ultra big ball raisin shuriken, and a tailed beast raisin shuriken, and throws them at the opponent. Such a huge chunk of chakra flying at you is just terrifying to the opponent. The Rikudo Ultra Big Ball Raisin Shuriken is extremely powerful, and when used in the final battle against Sasuke, it is the most powerful jutsu he uses. It utilizes the chakra of all tailed beasts and Susanoo, and is capable of cancelling out Indra's arrow. Rikudo Ultra Big Ball Raisin Shuriken may well be the most powerful of all the Rasengan-derived ninjutsu used by Naruto. Multiple Shadow Clone Techniques. Next, I will introduce you to multiple shadow clone techniques. How does multiple shadow clone techniques differ from the ordinary shadow clone techniques? Both shadow clone techniques and multiple shadow clone techniques are ninjutsu that create a shadow with substance and are not that different from each other. Basically, shadow clone techniques are ninjutsu that create a single shadow clone jutsu. Therefore, although the difficulty level is high, it is a shinobi technique that can be used by a character with Jounin class ability. However, multiple shadow clone technique is a ninjutsu that creates a super large number of shadow clone techniques. Because of the high possibility of danger to the user, it is designated as a kinjutsu. What do you mean by the possibility of the user being in a dangerous state? Multi-shadow clone technique has the characteristic that the user's chakra is equally distributed between the user and the shadow clone technique. Therefore, the more shadow clone techniques are created, the more the chakra of the user's own chakra is reduced at once. For a ninja, a sudden decrease in chakra is a matter of life and death. Not only could you get stuck, but if you are a ninja with a low amount of chakra, the worst case scenario could be death. Therefore, in consideration of the risk to the user, multiple shadow clone techniques are designated as Kinjutsu. But Naruto uses multiple shadow clone techniques normally. Naruto has a very large amount of chakra to begin with. Furthermore, because he is a nine-tailed Jinchuriki, he has a very large amount of chakra. That is why he is able to create a large number of shadow clone techniques and still be in good health. Shadow clone technique increases the number of allies in battle. Furthermore, it can also reduce the difficulty of learning difficult ninjutsu like Rasengan. In addition, it seems that when the shadow clone technique is released, the experience and memories accumulated by that shadow clone technique can be returned to the main body. This characteristic can be used to conduct reconnaissance of enemy territory, or to dramatically improve the efficiency of training. Naruto has used this to successfully complete training in a short period of time, which would normally take a long time. I wonder if each shadow clone technique has its own ego. Basically, it seems they have a sense that they are in shadow clone. Naruto's shadow clone technique is seen fighting with other shadow clone techniques and playing cards with them. Playing cards with shadow clone technique, that's a glimpse of Naruto's dark side. Summoning Jutsu. Next, I will introduce Summoning Jutsu. Many of the jutsu that Naruto uses do not require hand seals, or can be activated with only simple hand seals. Among them, Summoning Jutsu is the only one that requires complicated hand seals. Naruto, especially in his youth, was unable to use ninjutsu. That required complicated marks due to his memory problems. In addition to hand seals, when using the Summoning Jutsu, it is also necessary to bite the thumb and apply the blood to the palm. Why is it necessary to shed blood? The reason why the Summoning Jutsu requires blood is not revealed in detail. When making a summoning contract, one needs to write their name on a scroll with their own blood. It is thought that it is also necessary to identify the Summoning Jutsu. Who is performing the Kuchi-ose? Naruto and his friends are biting the skin off their thumbs, with a normal look on their faces, but that definitely hurts. Well, for ninja, who are not infrequently seriously injured, that level of pain is probably bearable. Summoning Jutsu can summon contracted summoning animals. However, the animal can refuse to be summoned. The first time Naruto used Summoning Jutsu, the tadpoles were summoned because all the Gamma refused to be summoned. Naruto has a contract with the Gamma of Mount Myoboku. Among the Gamma living on Mt. Myokiyama, there reside giant Gamma that are unimaginably large in reality. The most powerful of them all is Gamabunta, whose power rivals that of tailed beasts. He once engaged in an even battle with One Tail, which had been transformed into a tailed beast by Gaara's feigning sleep technique. Tailed Beast Ball. Next, I would like to introduce Tailed Beast Ball. It is somewhat similar to Rasengan. Rasengan is a ninjutsu developed by Minato Namikaze, inspired by Tailed Beast Ball. It is not surprising that they look similar. However, the Tailed Beast Ball is a super dense compression of a vast amount of Tailed Beast chakra. Because of its extremely high destructive power by itself, it does not rotate as wildly as Rasengan. Tailed Beast Balls are also a basic means of attack for tailed beasts. They can be used by all tailed beasts, although there are some differences in appearance and activation methods. The power of such tailed beast balls is extremely high and can easily obliterate a mountain or two, with an attack so powerful that it can easily change the terrain. Perhaps it is no wonder that people fear Jinchuriki and tailed beasts. Basically, tailed beast balls are activated in the tailed beastified state and are released as if spit out from the mouth of the tailed beast. In Naruto's case, it can be used in Kutail's chakra mode as well, perhaps in the manner of Rasengan. There are also variations such as many-tailed beast balls, which Naruto himself holds in his hand and strikes his opponent, just like the Rasengan. Rasengan and Rasenkyugen. There were other derivatives of Rasengan that could be used in Kurama mode. Typical examples are Rasengan and Rasenkyugen. Rasengan is a jutsu in which the secondary arm with shape transformation of chakra holds multiple Rasengan made on its back and attacks the surrounding area. Even if surrounded, it can attack many at once, so it is quite useful. Rasenkyugen first captures multiple enemies with an arm that has been transformed into a chakra robe. Then, it is a technique to attack by engulfing them in a giant Rasengan activated by the other arms. Finally, there's even a jutsu that draws the opponent in instead of just hitting him. There are many other types of Rasengan, including planetary Rasengan, Sage Art, Magnet Release Rasengan, Sage Art, Lava Release Rasengan Shuriken, and the original theatrical version of the Rasengan. Truth-Seeking Balls. Next, I would like to introduce Truth-Seeking Balls. This is an ability that can be used by characters who have mastered Rikudo Senjutsu. Naruto is not the only one who can use this ability. Madara, who became the Jinchuriki of Ten Tails, and Obito also use it. Truth-seeking balls may look unassuming, but their performance is quite heinous, with the power to obliterate everything they touch. Literally, anything this truth-seeking balls touches, human or otherwise, is obliterated. Furthermore, it is also effective against jutsu that are activated using chakra, thus nullifying almost all jutsu. But it seems that this effect does not work on senjutsu chakra, which is needed by taking in natural energy, or on characters who can use truth-seeking balls as well. Still, it seems too strong, but there are very few scenes in the work where Naruto makes full use of truth-seeking balls, are there? It is only at the end of the story that Naruto has mastered Rikudo Senjutsu and is able to use the truth-seeking balls. From that point on, the only opponents Naruto has fought are Madara, Kaguya, and Sasuke, to whom the truth-seeking balls don't mean much. That's probably why there are very few scenes where truth-seeking balls played an active role. However, it is conceivable that most of the other characters could win with this power alone. Naruto Region Combo. The next one I will introduce is the Naruto Region Combo. This is the ninjutsu used in the battle against the last boss, Kaguya Otsutsuki. Naruto Region Combo is closer to taijutsu than to ninjutsu. It is a technique in which a large number of Naruto's shadow clone techniques continue to attack the opponent from a blind spot without pause. Naruto's shadow clone techniques, each one of them has a very high combat ability. The opponent needs to keep dealing with the attack without being distracted. It is a simple jutsu, but that makes it a very difficult and strong jutsu to deal with. This jutsu is also based on the Naruto Uzumaki rundan used in the Chunin exam battle. If we add the other variations, Naruto Uzumaki 2000 combo and Naruto Uzumaki 5000 combo, it may be said that this is the jutsu in which Naruto's growth can be felt the most. It is impressive that Naruto, who could only use shadow clone techniques when it came to ninjutsu, has come to be able to master Rikudo Senjutsu. Sexy Jutsu. Lastly, I would like to introduce the Sexy Jutsu. Sexy Jutsu is almost a joke ninjutsu. Compared to the previous ninjutsu, it seems to me to be rather dull. But why is this a Naruto's destructive and powerful ninjutsu? It is true that Sexy Jutsu had a lot of appearances in the first part, which had a lot of gag scenes. In the second part, which has more serious scenes, it has been completely absent. However, there is no doubt that this ninjutsu has the potential to be used against powerful opponents such as Hiruzen Sarutobi, the third Hokage, and Jiraiya. Harem Jutsu, a combination of Sexy Jutsu and shadow clone techniques, may seem silly at first glance, but its use of shadow clone techniques makes it extremely difficult to master. Furthermore, Naruto often uses transformation jutsu to change into Shinja tools or into another person, a tactic that catches his opponents off guard. The fact that he has improved his transformation jutsu to the point where he can trick his opponents is most likely due to the fact that he has honed his transformation jutsu skills through the Sexy Jutsu. But I wonder if Naruto ever used this jutsu in battle. In the original anime, Naruto as a young boy is depicted using it to create an opening to escape from his enemies. In the final battle of the Fourth Shinobi World War against Kagaya Otsutsuki, he used the sexy reverse harem jutsu, which is a derivative of sexy jutsu. He succeeded in creating a momentary opening and striking the attacker. It seemed like a silly ninjutsu, but in fact it is a ninjutsu that has the potential to be used against the last boss. In fact, if this technique were used during battle, opponents would likely be caught off guard for a moment. Even if it is impossible to KO with a bloody nose, it is an effective ninjutsu to create a momentary opening. In a fight between ninja, even a brief opening could be fatal. Please subscribe to our channel. Conclusion. So, in this article, I have introduced some of Naruto's destructive and powerful techniques. Naruto is able to use not only powerful jutsu like the ones I have introduced here, but also powerful battle modes such as Sage Mode and Ninetales Chakra Mode. It's no wonder he's considered one of the strongest characters in the work. If you have any thoughts or opinions about this video, I'd be happy to hear them in the comments. If you find this video interesting, please click the good button or subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much for watching.